Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and you're watching Step Ladder, and I hope that you all are doing fine and good. And if you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe my channel right now so that you will receive the amazing contents and videos and notifications from my YouTube channel that I will be uploading in it. And in this session we are going to discuss and learn about a case study about Sri Lanka that's given in your NCERT textbook, which is from your chapter 1 power sharing, from your democratic politics, that is from your civics textbook of your NCERT class 10th CBSE SST part. So this is the part 2 of this series. If you didn't watch the previous video, please go and watch that video so that it will be helpful for you. Okay guys, so without much delay, let's start our today's session. So in this whole session we are going to learn about Sri Lanka and a comparison between Belgium and Sri Lanka. So today we are going to learn about Sri Lanka and the comparison between Belgium and Sri Lanka. Fine, I guess this is clear. So now let me get into the chapter. So now we are going to discuss and learn about Sri Lanka. Let us compare this to the situation in another country, that is Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is an island nation or country. So basically Sri Lanka, it is an island nation. Fine. Just a few kilometers off from the southern coast of Tamil Nadu. So it is just a few kilometers away from Tamil Nadu. It has about 2 crore people. So the population here is as same as in Haryana, that is a state in India, that is 2 crore. So 2 crore is the population in Sri Lanka. Like other nations in the South Asia region, Sri Lanka has a diverse population. So like other countries in the South Asia region, even Sri Lanka has a diverse population. So Sri Lanka is an island nation or country which is just few kilometers away from the southern coast of Tamil Nadu, and its population is 2 crore. So it is about 2 crore, that is equal with Haryana. Fine. So the population in Sri Lanka, that is 2 crore, is as same as in Haryana, which is a state in India. And Sri Lanka has a diverse population like other countries in South Asia region. Fine, I guess until this it's clear. I hope so. So let me move on with the next concept. The major social groups, as we have discussed in Belgium, that the major social group there was the majority in the whole country, it was Dutch, while the minority in the whole country was French. Fine. So majority was 59% and minority was 40%. Fine. And the remaining one were German people. But in the capital city, that is in Brussels, the majority people were the French and the minority people were your Dutch. So the majority people in the Brussels, they were 80%, while the minority group, that was Dutch, it was 20%. So as like that, even in Sri Lanka there is a majority and a minority group. Fine. So the major social groups are the Sinhala. Fine. So the major social groups are the Sinhala speakers. So they are called as Sinhalese. So the Sinhala speakers, they were 74% of the population, and the Tamil speakers were 18% in total. Fine. So how many percent were the Sinhala speakers? So the Sinhala speakers were 74%, and the Tamil people, the Tamil speakers were 18%. So here it is linguistic, majority. Fine, it's based on the language. So in that way it is like separated. So here the majority social group is your Sinhalese and the minority social group is your Tamils. And even the Tamil people, the Tamil speakers are divided into 2 subdivisions or groups, that is Tamil, Sri Lankan Tamils and Indian Tamils. So Tamil natives of the country are called Sri Lankan Tamils. That is, they were 13% of the population. So total Tamil speakers were 18%, and in that Tamil natives, the people who were born in Sri Lanka, who were raised there, so those people are called as Sri Lankan Tamils, and they were 13% of the population. And here this 2 point is not given in your textbook, so this is extra information. So the capital of Sri Lanka is, Sri Lanka has two capitals, that is legislative capital and judicial and executive capital. So your legislative capital here is Colombo. So Colombo is your legislative capital of Sri Lanka, while the judicial and executive capital is your Sri Jayawardenepura Kotte. Fine. So this is your judicial as well as the executive capital of Sri Lanka. So this is for your extra information, and this is as of the current news. Fine. So the capital is currently in Sri Lanka. Fine. So this is not given in your textbook, so you can note down this point. As I said before, the Tamil natives, the Tamil speakers, they were divided into subgroups, right? Subdivisions. So they had two subgroups, that is Sri Lankan Tamils and Indian Tamils. So the whole percentage of the Tamil speakers is 18%. In that, Tamil natives of the country, that is Sri Lankan Tamils, were 13%, and the remaining 5% were your Indian Tamils. So they were your Indian Tamils. They were 5%. The rest, who forefathers came from India as plantation workers during colonial period, are called Indian Tamils, and their percentage was 5. So the people who just came for their livelihood to Sri Lanka as plantation workers in the colonial period, at the time of the British rule in India, when those Tamil peoples, they came here and settled in Sri Lanka, they were called as your Indian Tamils. Okay, so just they came for livelihood, to earn some money, and they settled there itself, and they were called as your Indian Tamils, and they were 5% in the total. As you can see from the map, Sri Lankan Tamils are concentrated in the north and east of the country. So where you can find the Sri Lankan Tamils? So you can find the Sri Lankan Tamils in the north and east part of the country. So this is an important point. So you can find the Sri Lankan Tamils in the north and east region or part of Sri Lanka. Fine. Most of the Sinhala speaking people are Buddhists, while most of the Tamils are Hindus or Muslims. So the Sinhalese or the Sinhala speakers, they were the majority group, and their religion was Buddhism, and they were mostly Buddhist. Fine. While most of the Tamils, so the Tamil speakers, the Tamil people were Hindus or Muslims. So either they were Hindus or Muslims. There are about 7% of Christians who are both Tamil and Sinhala. So remaining there was 7% in the population, and those people were Christians. So they were either Sinhala or they were Tamil people. Fine. So here the percentage of Christians in Sri Lanka was 7%, and they were either Tamil people or Sinhalese or Sinhala. I guess till this it's all clear. So let me move on with the next concept here. Okay, so about Sri Lanka, it's completed till now. So let's compare both the sides, about Belgium as well as about Sri Lanka. Let's have a comparison. Just imagine what could happen in situations like this. In Belgium, the Dutch community could take advantage of its numeric majority and force its will on the French and German speaking population. This would push the conflict among communities further. This could lead to a very messy partition of the country. Both the sides would claim control over Brussels. So, if you can just imagine that, what would happen, when in Belgium, the majority community in the whole country was Dutch. So what would happen if they want to rule over the whole country? If they want to make laws or policies favorable for themselves, for their community people, and they want to take the advantage of their majority, and they want to force their will on the French people, what would happen, right? It would lead to a conflict between the people, between the two communities, right? Inside a country itself, and it may lead to the civil war also, and even partition may also happen. So these are some consequences that can be happened if Dutch community it tries to rule over the whole country with its majority. Fine. In Sri Lanka, the Sinhala community enjoyed an even bigger majority and could impose its will on the entire country. Now, let us look at what happened in both these countries. So, in Sri Lanka, the Sinhala community, which was the majority community, it enjoyed bigger advantage. As it was the majority community, it enjoyed a big advantage. So they made favorable laws or policies that were in favor for the Sinhala community alone, and that disregarded, or it just neglected the Tamil peoples and other community peoples in Sri Lanka. Fine. So that is what it's given here. Okay, so we will see what happened in both the sides, in both the countries, in the upcoming class, in the upcoming video or session. We will discuss about that is majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. Fine. So as of today, I guess until this you all are clear. Up to this. Okay, good. If all are clear about until this, I guess you all are clear, and I hope so. So that's it for today, guys, and I have 2 questions for you, so you can just try out these questions and just post the answers in the comment section. I'll check all your questions and revert them all back. So the questions are: name the legislative capital of Sri Lanka, name the percentage of Christians in Sri Lanka. So these are the 2 questions. It looks very simple, like you can just complete this question within a minute, right? I gave you very simple questions, so please try to solve this question and post the answer in the comment section if you can post it, and please complete this question. If you can write the answer for this question, it means that you have clearly understood this whole session. Fine. These are the 2 questions. You can even note it down, these 2 questions. Okay, guys, so that's it for today and in this video. I hope so you all understood very well about this concept about Sri Lanka, and later we will talk about the majoritarianism that takes place in Sri Lanka in my upcoming session. In my upcoming video. That will be the part 3 of this series. I guess this video was very clear and you all understood the concept very well, and this video was very helpful and informative. If so, please like the video, share with your friends, and comment in the comment section if you want to suggest something. I'll see all your suggestions and I'll try to revert them all back. And if you have any doubts regarding this video, please comment it in the comment section. I'll try to clarify and clear all your doubts, and I'll try to check and revert them all back. And please do not forget to hit the bell icon to get all kinds of notifications from my YouTube channel, and please subscribe my channel. Fine. So please, guys, please do not forget to subscribe my channel for more videos and notifications, because your one subscription means a lot to me, if you are subscribed already, it's a big thing for me. So if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe my channel right now. Thank you guys. So thanks for watching my video. Bye bye, stay tuned, meet you all in my next video with the upcoming concepts in this lesson. Bye bye, take care.